Okay, here's our next one. Now I'm going to let you try to tackle this problem.
Yep.
Find 1 million consecutive non-prime integers.
Whoa.
I can't list those.
Now, well, we're not going to be able to write them down.
No, because our board isn't big enough.
Our board isn't big enough. Although if we did do it, we would be pretty bored, right?
Yeah.
Aha. All right, so find 1 million. We just talked about how to find 5, but how can we find 1 million? Do you have any ideas?
Well, for 5, we did 6 factorial, so maybe 1,000,001 factorial.
Ooh, what if we started at 1 million? Speaking of numbers we don't want to try to write down.
Yeah.
1 million, oops, and 1
1,000,001.
factorial.
Wow.
That's going to be a big number.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then
Yeah.
we can do.
Okay, if we let n, in fact it's so big even like that, I'm going to say
And
n. Then what can we say about n plus 2?
we can say that is divisible by 2.
By 2. We don't even know what the number is, but we know n plus 2 is divisible by 2.
Yeah.
What can we say about n plus 3?
Divisible by 3.
What about n plus 4?
Divisible by 4.
And then you can keep going on.
We can keep going on to n plus 1,000,000. And then n plus 1,000,001.
Yeah.
And there we go, so it's the same idea.
Yeah.
So that's pretty interesting. Those gaps that we found in primes, this is the problem I said was solved.
Yeah.
Nobody, even today, knows if there are infinitely many primes whose gap is 2.
Yeah.
But we do know that the gap between two prime numbers can get arbitrarily large.
Yeah.
In fact, we just found one. We don't know if this is the first one or not, but we just found a stretch of 1 million numbers
Whoa.
that are not prime.
And you could find like 1 billion or 1 trillion the same way.
But 1 million, billion, and trillion the same way. Now, here's the question that James Tanton asked. You ready for this?
Yeah.
Find 1 million consecutive non-prime odd integers.
Odd.
Whoa.
Yeah, so this would have been even.
Even.
This would have been odd. Yeah, because this is even.
Yeah, but then you'd have to.
So how can we find 1 million consecutive odd integers?
You have to lop off. You have to lop off all the even ones.
Right. The problem is if I lop off all the evens out of this sequence, I'm only left with 500,000. So I didn't find 1 million.
But then you have to keep continuing.
Yeah, but if I continue, I don't know about the next one on here because I don't know if it's divisible.
Well, you have to do 2 billion. You have to do 2 million factorial.
How come?
Well, because that, if you double, that will give you 1 million primes. If you do 1 billion factorial. According to our rule.
What factorial do you want to do?
2 million.
2 million factorial. Okay, and that'll give us 1 million consecutive primes.
And then, we're asking for odd non-primes.
Yeah. So we get 1 million consecutive non-primes, or 2 million consecutive non-primes.
And half of them are going to be odd.
Half of them are going to be odd. Very good. Make sense?
Yeah.
Make sense? Good job. Pretty sneaky problem
Yeah.
by James Tanton.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. So the gaps between individual primes can get as large as any number you want, even Graham's number.
Yeah.
Graham's number factorial.
Wow. That would be big.
What? And then, but the counting the primes that have a specific gap is a very, very hard problem. And in fact, remains unsolved even today.
Whoa.
Maybe one of you guys will solve it. Maybe that'll be the next video.
Yeah.
No.
Maybe not.
All right. Good job this morning, guys. Good job.